Okay, so I got a quote from everyone in the class, and I was going to write a monologue, like connecting all these quotes together, showing how like unrelated things can still be brought together, and showing that we are one. But after collecting all the quotes, I noticed something interesting. Community is something that the people create, and forum theater is just a way to initiate it. Every single one of the quotes that I received are some kind of hopeful thing or optimistic, something people say to others to make them feel better or make them happy. Take a look at the quote that Kathleen gave me. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter won't mind. It's from Dr. Seuss. My response is, you should always be you. What else is there to do? You're like a special stew. Goobaloo-baloo. I do not like green eggs and ham. I don't know. Woo. Another quote is from Larissa, which is, always stay true to yourself and everything else will fall into place. This is a quote from her dad. This quote has a similar meaning to the last one because it's more deliberate, that you should be you and the rest shouldn't matter. The third quote is, your best features are the little things, the things you might not even notice about yourself. But at the same time, those can also be your worst feature. I don't know who gave me this one though. You're out there, anonymous person. Write your name on stuff. One thing I noticed specifically about this quote is that it's honestly really true. The things about your character that have the biggest effect on how people see you are the things you can't manipulate. And that's why I think when someone tries really hard to get people to like them, it won't work. You just gotta not try so hard, and then it'll work. Damn it. The next three quotes that I got are all about optimism. Starting with a quote from a song that Haley gave me, which is, the sun will rise and we will try again. The quote is from Tyler Joseph. It's a good reminder that every day is a new day, and that means every day is another beginning. It doesn't matter how the last one went. The fact is the sun will still rise the next day, and that means you always have another chance. Every day is a new beginning. Anyway, the next quote I got is from Samantha, saying, hey, I know the night gets darker, but it won't last forever. My interpretations, things will get better. You just have to be stronger through the difficult parts. And though it might get harder, that just means you're not at the end yet. And no matter what, you will get there. You just have to stay strong. Anyway, it leads to the last quote about optimism, which is from Reese, which is, every day gets easier and easier, but you just have to do it every day. That's the hard part. Which is nice talking about how things will get better. You just need to make them get better, and only you can do that. The next three quotes are like life advice, little bits about what the world is like and how you should view it. Starting with Sarah's plain and simple, live like there's no tomorrow, which I honestly do already. Make out the most out of every moment and all that jazz. It's a fun way to live, trust me, I know from experience. The next quote is Sammy's quote, which is, don't bother waiting for someone else to save you. Sometimes you have to be your own hero. Pretty self-explanatory. Don't wait for someone else to come. You're in control of your own life. You can't rely on someone else or something else to fix your problems, because you are the master of your own destiny. Then we have Aaron's quote, never regret something that has made you smile, which I like, because I've known a lot of people who have spent their time living in regret. And honestly, the quote's true. If something made you smile, even for just a moment, gave you that little bit of happiness, then that moment was completely worth it. And then the last two quotes. Luis's quote is, I like Matthew Sondry a lot. He is my friend, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Which could be seen as quite literally as I, being Matthew Sondry, am his friend, and that's a good thing, or in context being, I like Matthew Sondry only as a friend, even though I always flirt with him and he doesn't reciprocate. But I like to see it as a good way to wrap up the fact that the connections we make here in theater are why we call it a community. And then the final quote we have is Michaela's. And there's a reason I saved this one for last. As you will soon be able to tell, it's the biggest, most important, a good way to draw this show together. And that quote is, "I'd rather be watching anime." But wait, there's one more plane up here. Thank you, myself, for pointing that out. This is my quote. And I'm not going to explain it, and I'm just going to show you all. I'm not even going to throw it. Here we go. It's just, we are. We are. And that's it. That's everything.